sumugod, the bump and the finish. Jumper is good. Lamar, basket and one. He has 6 points back. Caloocan knocks down the 3. Steal, Yam Bing, look out. William Bing throws it down. Laddie sees a gap and throws it down. Early down by Bennett with a hammer. Jadel for 3. Inside finds Manzano, spins and scores off the glass. Bobby swings it over. Jodel, yes!
Inside, kay Manny, nice assist from Ian Baclan.
Nice.
Throws it down! The jammer hammer in full effect!
Manzano up and under against
Raven Gonzalez. Oh! The throwdown by kay Manny Labi. An explosive clash between two of the MPBL's elite is about to unfold. Both of them aspiring for a deeper playoff run this season. We are live sa tahanan ng mga batang Kangkaluda Caloocan Sports Complex as we bring you our main attraction tonight. 2 young stars take center stage in this building. Said Manzano, a dominant force inside the paint for Quezon. They look for a signature win going up against the high-flying kay Manny Labi, who will bring itong Caloocan Batang Kangkalu to new heights this season. Yan po ang magkalaban sa ating main game, the Quezon Huskers take on the Caloocan Batang Kangkalu. Magandang gabi mga kaliga, Ken Pangilinan kasama si Coach Christian Luanzon. Coach Christian, 2 teams going head-to-head. How do you see this matchup playing out between Quezon and Caloocan?
A little contrasting. You're talking about a team who loves to score in Caloocan, top 4 in the league, and you talk about a defensive-minded team in Quezon Huskers, which is, you know, Coach Eric's calling card ever since he was high school. He was my high school coach. Knows a thing or two about that. And only allows 64.2 points per game, which is good for number 1 in the league, I believe. So we're gonna see whose style of play, you know, who can impose their will offensively and defensively para sa dalawang koponan na to. Obviously, itong Quezon coming off a loss, you know, before the bounce back win, the one we showed against Batangas. And then itong Caloocan naman, 10-game winning streak snapped, and then another 4-game winning streak now going for their 5th here in their home floor.
Pati natin yung mga nanonood sa atin live on our official MPBL YouTube channel, also on Tap Sports and Solar Sports. Let's bring in our courtside reporter, Ms. Gianna Llanes. G, this is an explosive clash between 2 teams na pamilyar sa isa't isa. Kumusta sila heading into this matchup?
Well, this one is about Caloocan dahil ayon kay Coach Gerson Cabiltes, if there's anything that we can expect from Caloocan today, we can expect them to win. Sabi niya dahil napaka-supportive din daw ang kanilang home crowd. He doesn't think it's going to be easy though, even though Caloocan beat Quezon during the preseason. Sabi niya nung panahon na yon, wala pa siya as the head coach, and both teams were just testing out the waters. He expects, said Manzano and Judel Fuentes, to be the hardest opponents to face. Pero aminado siya na pinaka-excited siya na makatapat ang kanyang former player in Will Macaloni. He said that even before the season, he tried to recruit Will. He would love to coach Will again. And in his words, whenever my former players go against me, they really give it their all. So it's going to be interesting to see that. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, G. And obviously, those 2 guys won a championship together 4 years ago for Nueva Ecija, but now on different sides. Pero pag-usapan natin, 2 coaches with a lot of history, Coach Christian. Ito si Coach Eric Gonzalez and Coach Gerson Cabiltes. But since Coach Eric took over for Quezon rather, he has had the better of Coach Gerson.
I'm not sure if he even knows it. You know, 3-0 against Coach Gerson. Not that it matters, but if we're obviously showing it because Coach Eric and Coach Gerson, two of the well-decorated coaches. The only difference here in the MPBL, as you mentioned, Coach Gerson already has a title under his belt against that squad, the Nueva Ecija, led by the Marcelino twins. And what you like about Coach Eric is that he's a guy who can overcome challenges. He's been trying to get over the hump for 2 seasons. This could be the season. It's going to be a different type of season. It's been a different type of season because LJ Gonzalez is not in a Quezon uniform. But we'll see because his team is still in a good place to win it all this season.
And one of those new challenges is trying to integrate 9 new faces alongside the acquisitions during the free agency and trade window. So when you compare the numbers from last season for this year para dito sa Quezon, you see the similarities but also meron ding stark contrast coming off this year para dito sa Huskers.
Well, you talk about the season comparison, right? From last year to this year, medyo similar except for the 3-pointers attempted. You know, that's a big disparity. 6 less compared to last season, right? LJ Gonzalez, not known as a 3-point shooter, but a guy who could set up other players. Yung percentage nila mas mataas this year because they're taking less shots. Even but the points against, ito yung makikita natin, no? Na nasabi nga natin si Coach Eric, you know, being a defensive-minded coach, yun talaga yung ano niya, you know, yung calling card niya, only a 3-point differential, mas gumanda pa from 68 to 65.
Ang pinag-usapan naman natin pagdating sa North Division, Coach Chris, is how important home court advantage could be. Caloocan, San Juan, Abra vying for that top spot. Caloocan at home, they racked up 4 straight wins, but against San Juan, they lost that one. That was a little over a month ago. They lost this one 60 to 68.
One of the better home teams we have in the league. One of the teams who really host a lot. No, not a lot of teams in the MPBL host more at this point. Maybe Pasay comes into play. No? I think naka 5 games na rin sila ron. But definitely, itong Caloocan, a tough cookie to beat here at home, except for that game against San Juan, which was really a nail-biter.
All right, it's a sea of orange tonight for our main game. It's the Quezon Huskers taking on the Caloocan Batang Kangkalu. Punta na natin si Miguel Bray for the starting lineups.
Inside the Caloocan Sports Complex. This is the 2026 Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 8. It's the Quezon Huskers versus your Caloocan Batang Kangkalu. Live on Solar Sports, Tap Sports, and the YouTube channel. Here are the starters, beginning with Quezon Huskers. Starting at guard, number 15, Cyrus the Righteous Tabi. Also at guard, number 2, Judel Fuentes. At center, number 10, Cedric Manzano. Forward, number 41, Joshua Yero. The other forward, number 3, Mike Cañete. The head coach for the Huskers is Eric Gonzalez. Assistant coaches, Richie Tixon, Ed De La Torre, Luis Solasco, Jonathan De Guzman, Nash Rosella, Bernard De Guia, and Councilor Jarek Tang. Team manager, Atty. Don Capunan. Team owners, Governor Dr. Helen Tan, Congressman Mike Tan, and Mayor Ralph Lim. And now, mga kaliga, get on your feet, because it's time to meet the starting unit for your Caloocan Batang Kangkalu. Starting at guard, number 27, Chris Biton. The other guard, number 7, Jeremy Cabanag. At center from Barangay Bagong Silang, number 2, Jammer Hamito. Forward, number 12, Harvey Pagsanan. Also at forward, number 4, kay MANNY Lady. The head coach for the Batang Kangkalu is Noy Catalan. Assistant coaches, Florian Pineda, Arya Sison, Harold Nang, Joseph Gion, Dance Javier, Jun Medina, Rick Sison, and Flaviano Ilagan III. Team consultant, Gerson Cabiltes.
team manager ng Robert de Chango.
Starting five brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL. The backcourt of Cyrus Tabi and Judel Fuentes. Up front, Seth Manzano, Wawa Yero, and Mike Cañete para sa Quezon Huskers. For the home team, Caloocan Batang Kakalo, Crispy Toon, Jeremy Cabanag, Jammer Ramito, Harvey Pagsanhan, and kay Manny Ladi. Our game officials are Geraldo Gabriel, our crew chief, with J. Francisco, Eddie Villarosa, and fourth man is Alvin Del Valle. So, Caloocan in orange, Quezon in white, and Manzano and Ladi jumping up at center court.
Okay, let me correct myself earlier, right? Because the 2022 champs led by Coach Gerson and Nueva Ecija was not led by the Marcelino twins, who played eventually for Nueva Ecija, but it was led by guys like Mike Mabulak, Renz Palma, Chris Biton, Bobby Balocanag, Byron Villeras, who was the finals MVP, I believe, Shaq Taganas, Mike Cuico, Pamboy Raimundo is now with Binyan Macaloni, who's now a Quezon Husker, Jay Coliano, Philip Manalang, and those, yun yung naging squad niya.
Yung kalaban nila yun, Marcelino Twins
Correct.
sa Zamboanga.
Correct, Zamboanga. Yes.
Free throws agad para sa Caloocan after that Quezon foul.
Namimiss ko na kasi yung kambal na yun eh. Dapat naglaro sila this season eh.
Oo nga eh. Pagsanhan, the primary stopper for Coach Gerson. Hits both free throws. 2-0 Caloocan. Big key here. Sorry, Coach Chris.
Yeah.
Big key here for Quezon is, especially considering what happened against Batangas, those turnovers going up against the #1 team in terms of scoring off those miscues. Itong Caloocan.
And I covered that game along with Sedef Tupas, and I remember most of their turnovers. You got to give credit to Batangas because that's a defensive-minded coach as well. Coach Cholo Villanueva certainly has a more versatile and younger team. But most of their turnovers, talk about Quezon, what I thought was self-inflicted. You know, they really shot themselves on the foot. You know, I believe it was a number of high of 20s, 24, 23, 24 TOs, and that's something you cannot do against a contending team na itong Batangas Tanduay Athletics.
Caloocan close to 20 points off turnovers, #1 in the league. Kay Manny Ladi with a baseline jumper, wala.
And that's a stat that we're gonna look out for, because I'm sure Coach Eric and his squad was able to address that, especially against Caloocan. #1 nga, sabi mo, Judel Fuentes. Unang nakapasok ng basket para sa Huskers.
Labang ang Quezon, 3-2. Another foul given up by the Huskers.
Total of 3 fouls already given up in this game.
3-point shot brought to you by Extreme Water Protected Speakers. Dive into music with Extreme Speakers. Then Fuentes shooting 46.7% from beyond the arc this season. Jeremy Cabanag, binabantayan ni Wawa Yero. 6 on their shot clock. Cabanag's runner, too strong. Kay Manny Ladi, the offensive rebound, can't put it back in. Cyrus Tabi will retreat the pass. Mike Cañete, short. Another rebound by Ladi.
Those are shots Cañete has to make with the matchup against Ladi. You're going to force the tallest guy on Caloocan to get out of the paint, which boosts your chances of on the offensive glass.
Tabi, pasa kay Cañete, does not look at the rim this time. He dives in. Manzano falls down on the floor. Bola nakuha ng Caloocan.
Pagsanhan made that play happen. Nice pass and cut by Manzano, but didn't see Pagsanhan from behind. The turnover led to points. 3 points ang give up nila ron.
Inside, Manzano carving out space. Draws a foul on Jammer Hamito.
Almost identical You know, itong dalawang manlalaro na no, the only difference is yung era. You know, a younger generation, itong si Sed Manzano. You could say he's a younger Jammer Homito. Parehas kaliwete, parehas built ng katawan, parehas physical sa loob, parehas mahusay na poste. At that time, Manzano fishing a foul against Hamito.
Couple of double-double performances against Abra and Batangas City for Sed Manzano. 16 and 10 against Abra, then followed it up with 10 points and 12 boards against Batangas City. LJ Gonzalez in attendance for the Quezon Huskers. Tapla tayo 5 apiece.
I'm sure they have a uniform, an emergency uniform ready for him just in case. Pero alam naman natin, hindi pwede yun.
Tabi, pasa kay Yero. Umira sa tres, short. Offensive rebound for Quezon, but turns the ball over. Ladi gives it up to Chris Bitoon. Kay Manny Ladi working on Joshua Yero. Takes the free. Can't get that one to fall.
Not a good decision by Ladi. He had a smaller guy, had a lot of time on the shot clock. He could have just posted up and tried to exploit that height advantage against Wawa Yero.
So far, Caloocan having trouble a bit of matching up in semi-transition. Rebound, nakuha ng Quezon. Fuentes in transition, lays it in for 2.
This time, Quezon is the one. It's not a turnover, but an air ball is almost like a turnover. It's the first pass to a fast break. 2 air balls already. The one from Ladi from the right corner. This time, Pag San Juan led to the fast break on the other end. Finished by Judel.
Bitoon off the bounce. Bola na tapik. Naagaw tuluyan ng Quezon. Fuentes will pull it back out. Gets it back from Manzano. Yero on the right side. Sasalaksak si Wawa Yero off the window and in, plus the foul.
Apart from Judel Fuentes, you know, the wings right now in the guard na si Cyrus Tabi, ito ang ilalaban or defensively ng Caloocan. Yung pag-atake ni Wawa Yero, you see how the D, you know, was worried about Sed Manzano, their main guy. And that opened up the lane for Wawa Yero. Crucial yung mga puntos na ganyan, yung mga atake ni Yero, yung mga atake rin ni Cyrus Tabi.
LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL. Early subs from Quezon.
Yeah, how about this Gab Banal, who really has lost his way into the rotation, especially that game against Batangas. I believe he did not play. Played in the last game, 13 minutes. It was a blowout against Pasig. He's the first guy to come off the bench. Interesting sub by Coach Eric.
4 new guys on the floor for Quezon. Ludovice with Christian Pagaran, Jolo Manansala, Gab Banal, lone starter Sed Manzano remaining for the Huskers. 10-5 start. Cabanag tried to dump it off. It was off the leg of Jam Ramito.
Now that weak side has to be ready for Quezon, because I know it ended up as a turnover, but that drive is too deep, because sometimes, especially when Baclan comes in, could equate to 2 points at the rim, maybe a floater or maybe a pass. But you could see how Coach Gerson loves to clear out the ball screen towards the baseline. That's the 3rd time, I believe, that has happened already in this game.
Will Macaloni now comes in, replacing Sed Manzano. Ludovice, he drives. Tried to dump it off to Manansala. In trouble. Agawan sa bola, napunta kay Manny Ladi. Jeff Manday, Eric Cabzon, Dom Escobar also on the floor for Caloocan. Kay Manny Ladi against Jolo Manansala. Ladi leaning in, tough shot. Quezon doing a good job making Ladi uncomfortable, and they make them pay on the other end. Macaloni basket and 1.
A good job by Quezon with the gang rebounding. Banal ended up with it. This quick outlet right here was crucial because it led to the rim run. by Macaloni coming off the bench.
Last play of the game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL.
Because of the quick outlet, it allowed them to exploit the 2-on-1 advantage as you saw on your screens between Macaloni and Pagaran. Macaloni may kasama pang foul. Sabi nga ni Gianna kanina sa report niya, mukhang ganado itong si Macaloni. Ina-expect yan ni Coach Gerson.
And a strong start for the Quezon Huskers, prompting Coach Gerson to call for time. 13-5, the Huskers with an 8-point lead.
Woo! 2 points.
Bravo! 210.
Twist of Fate, Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. Dito lang sa Solarflix.
Don't miss the newest Turkish drama to hit Philippine screens, Twist of Fate. Weeknights at 8 on Solarflix, which is seen on Sky Channel 16, Signal Channel 21, Cable Link Channel 33, and DDT Channel 21 in Metro Manila. Good-sized crowd on a Saturday night. Danny Ravena always in attendance, as well as the better half of Tom Escobar. Part of this crowd na napapanood ngayon ang Quezon na abante ng 8 puntos kontra Caloocan, 13-5. Kalat is in the ball game. Got his pocket picked by Gabanal. Manansala soars and scores.
There's a reason why pinasok agad nito ni Coach Eric si Gabanal, the former MPBL MVP. 2 impactful plays defensively with a defensive rebound, that time with a steal that led to 5 fast break points. Pero ang ganda ng sagot ni Bitoon dito.
5 early points for Chris Biton. Pagaran. Pass to Gabanal. Guarded by Jeff Manday. Manansala turns down the 3-pointer. Macaloni doesn't get the friendly bounce. Bola nakuha ni Biton. Manday. Tumira sa 3. Nakuha ni Macaloni yung rebound. Running start for Will. Throws it away though.
Already the 4th turnover of Quezon.
Steal of the game brought to you by the Extreme Boom 3 waterproof speaker, unstoppable sound, ultimate power.
Kita mo yung pagsalo, no? Doon sa drive ni Gabanal kay Kalahat na dislodge. Itong si Kalahat was not ready for the bump. Itong si Gabanal, who you would think Kalahat would have the advantage, not that time though.
Kamson sa poste, making a quick move on Will Macaloni. Count it, plus the foul.
And the key, Ken, to what you said, it was a quick move. Pagtanggap niya, usually he would size up the defense and he would read the defense. Maybe may double teams at magagaling help. This time, how quick it was. Yung galaw niya pa drop step ng baseline, walang help, 3-point play.
And the game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sports book of the MPBL. Different role this time for Eric Kamson compared to what he had with Rizal last season. Meanwhile, let's check in with Gianna Llanes.
Same lineup daw ang Quezon today as their last game, and Coach Eric said that is intentional dahil kailangan talaga niya ang kanyang mga veterano ngayon. He calls Ludovice, Abundo, Opiso, and Banal his warriors. Na kung naka-lineup daw sila, their leadership means the chances of mistakes are limited. And this is to respond to your point earlier, Coach Chris. Coach Eric uses their game against Batangas as an example. He said he regrets not lining up Gab Banal there because he said that with no Gab, that resulted in 26 turnovers. He said that was the subtle but crucial impact nitong si Gab and their vets. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, G. With Gab Banal already making an impact.
Another defensive stop, which he was responsible for. He was the one who sacrificed his body on that potential 3-on-2 break. They ended up forcing the turnover. Manansala got the steal that led to this possession on the other end.
And again, just going back to their mantra, itong Quezon, about there's no victory without sacrifice. And no, there was a point at the beginning of the season, I think that was their first game against Binyan, where I think you covered this one in your episode, where Gab and John Abate were your guests. episode 3,
Okay.
na Mika interviewed or actually saw Coach Eric talk to the OGs na
Right.
they have
I
to,
remember,
to
yeah.
sit that game out, try out the new guys. And iba man yung mga players ngayon, ganun pa rin eh. Like the minutes are very split. It's only Judel Fuentes averaging more than 20 points, barely at 20.8. Sports Plus is the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Scan the QR code to play or visit www.sportsplus.ph.
And you were saying?
And yun nga, no? And si Gab Banal, who did not even suit up in the game against Batangas City, clearly understands, no, yung gustong gawin ng Quezon dito as they aspire for a better finish this time around. But meanwhile, having trouble dealing with the chaos, Caloocan with Escobar missing on the layup. Action picking up late in the first quarter. Baklaan against Manansala, dumps it off. Kalahat off the glass and in.
I've always said the whole season, actually since the season started, ever since they signed Kian Baklaan, he's gonna be the best driver on the floor. He's been their best driver the whole season. And look at this play, just a wonderful driver, strong offensive player, how he imposes his will inside for his size. Unbelievable. He set up Kalahat there.
The game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Timeout Quezon will be right back. Commissioner Emerson Orreta, Rudy Distrito, and Saldirin Lubid, part of the people at the Caloocan Sports Complex. The home team, the Caloocan Batang Kakalo, in the midst of a 9-1 run, turning things around quickly. Some of the guys from Quezon City still on the floor. Yun nga, sabi natin, no? Parang nagsascout sila dito.
Oo, manonood yan. Nandito na rin sila eh. Happy faces after that convincing win against Parañaque. A game that really was in their favor from the tip.
Macaloni, pasa sa labas. Pagaran, fake pass. Pull-up jumper, no good. Thompson secures the rebound. Baklaan will slow things down.
Pagaran was the best player in their last game. That blowout win against Pasig, scored 18 points to lead all scorers. A bounce-back game for him after a disappointing game in that loss against Batangas. Scoreless, I believe. He was 0 for 6. Something of that number.
Looks like Coach Gerson got teed up after vehemently complaining about what he believed was a non-call. Because he was right there inside the court already.
Technical foul on Caloocan Batang team consultant Gerson Gavantes for entering the court and will be indirectly charged to head coach Noy Catalan.
To see how frustrated itong si Coach Gerson Gavantes. Yan, sa gilid pa lang. Oh, really calling the attention. He made sure of that of our officials.
So Fuentes, a 94.4% free throw shooter, will shoot the technical. 16-14 Quezon. Coach Eric, you mentioned na probably it's just another game. But for Coach Gerson, he's the type of coach that will take any kind of motivation. I'm sure kasi naalala ko na when they beat Nueva Ecija in that series in the quarterfinals last year. Nung kalaban nila San Juan, binanggit niya na 4 straight times di sila nanalo against the Knights. And I'm sure he knows that he has yet to win against Quezon. Kasi kung maalala mo, yung unang laro, when he was with Nueva Ecija, when they were trying to defend their title, they went on the road to Lucena and lost that game by just a point. I think that was the Robin Ronyo game winner. And then both times when he was with Pangasinan, they had that one home game where last season lang yon, lost by 18 points, 92-74. So I'm sure it's pretty much in his mind, and he's trying to get it back now at home against with Caloocan. Bola na wala kay Camson. Nakuha ni Fuentes, 3-on-1 fast break. Paklaan intercepts it. Read that beautifully. Kian. Manday for free. Patay!
Just a poor job of executing the pass. You never execute a bounce pass against a small guard defending, which was Baklaan. You always want to put the pass on top on a 2-on-1. That turnover led to points once again. Manday, back to back. Yes!
How about that? Caloocan with a massive run.
Something like a 15-1 run, 15-2.
30 seconds left in quarter number 1. Manzano charging through, knocks it in.
Delaying the ball game. That makes the run 15-4. I was about to say, that was supposedly 15-1 lang dapat yun. Si Coach Gerson pa nga nagbigay nung isang 1. That's a technical.
Yeah, because earlier it was 15-5 in favor of Quezon. Guys in orange could opt out for the final shot of the quarter. Quezon still has 1 foul to give. 10 seconds left. Paklaan taking his time against Cyrus Tabi. Shot. Good foul. Good recognition by Tabi. Leaving 2.3 seconds on the game clock.
And poor clock management on the part of Caloocan. Because if they attacked earlier, this would give them more time to execute the play. Now with 2 seconds, maybe a catch and shoot or enough for 1 more pass. Yun na lang ang makukuha nila rito.
Escobar, pasa kay Baklaan. Over Pagaran. Looked like Christian was able to get a piece of that one. The first quarter comes to a close. A game of runs. Quezon struck out first, led by as many as 10 points. But Caloocan fighting back here and having the lead at the end of quarter number 1.
It was a good start for Quezon. Similar to that game against Batangas, they were up by 10 for about first 5-6 minutes of the first quarter. But the run by Caloocan, really more of Quezon's fault. We talked about them taking care of the ball, committed 5 already in the first 10 minutes. Caloocan up 1 after 10 minutes.
Sa bawat laro, may kasama ka. Sa lahat ng hamon, may backup ka. Kasangga sa lahat. Kasabay na aangat. Dahil sa bawat pagsubok, di ka nag-iisa. Sa bawat galaw, may puntos ka. At lahat dapat sama-sama. Kaya sa labang hanggang dulo, pusong palaban ang sekreto. Sports Plus MPBL. Tatak panalo.
Sports Plus is the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Scan the QR code to play or visit www.sportsplus.ph. 1-point lead at the end of 1 in favor of Caloocan. You see how these two teams stack up against each other. And you talk about the clash of styles, Coach Chris.
Something we mentioned during the pregame, because points allowed, you see number 1 ang Quezon, only allowing 65. On the other end, 94.6, you would think that would be good for number 1 because mataas na numero yan, but still good for number 4. And so far, both teams not in pace to the numbers because Quezon gave up 20 points already. Mathematically, that would be potentially 80 points already after this game. Way above ng kanilang average of 65. At the same time, itong Caloocan offensively, mas mababa na no, at 94. But this team can explode just like yung nakita natin the last 4 minutes of how they exploded, especially with the back-to-back threes by Manday. They could have a 30 to 35 point quarter.
Kamson lumapit. Pasok yan. May kasama pang foul.
The leading scorer so far for Caloocan coming off the bench. And you mentioned this earlier. A different role para sa Caloocan. To some degree, I agree. Because a different role because of the people around him. Obviously, mas talented itong team niya, no? Nung nasa Rizal siya, he was the main guy. He would play 30, 35 minutes. Not the case this season. But I will say, I still think he's the best post player that Caloocan has. Which means he's the guy who can command double teams the same way Sed Manzano can attract 2 defenders offensively.
Yung free throw na yun, natin sa atin yun ng Extreme, ang subok at kompletong offensive brand ng Pilipinas. Manzano carving out space again. 2 more points for Sed.
Well, that weak side help has to be earlier because it's been there just like the last one. The problem is masyadong late. You know, masyado nang malalim si Sed Manzano off that empty corner ball screen.
23-22 Quezon. Baklaan drives baseline. Cut by Escobar, can't finish. Rebound Cyrus Tabi. And he got fouled, got hit in the head.
Well, Quezon, they catch a break, I thought, on that defensive possession. That's something we mentioned that Coach Gerson loves to do, the clear out baseline ball screen. 4 times already, I believe, here on the same side. Different group, but same side. The difference is Baklaan was able to get deep in the lane underneath the basket, find an open man. Escobar just misses a gimme, led to the foul, and ito na ang possession ng Huskers.
Tabi working on Kian Baklaan. Cyrus has been lights out from that distance. Continues that with another trifecta.
Well, he's gonna have to come out big time against a Caloocan team who is certainly trying to get the winning streak still at 5 because Cyrus Tabi probably inspired by the presence of LJ Gonzalez. Pag nakikita mo yung mga ganyang player, mga former players, you have to perform at a high level. And Cyrus Tabi, nakita mo yung layo ng depensa. No? Eventually, a good contest, but not enough to stop that shot.
4 ang labang ng Quezon. Manansala, binigay kay Judel Fuentes. Manzano, laban kay Kamson. Tabi, 8 on their shot clock. Popping out was Manansala. They dare him to shoot. Can't convert. Manzano, the offensive board. Posting up Kamson, up and under. What a crafty move from Sed Manzano.
Just good position underneath. That's something that we mentioned earlier when Cañete, who started, had the same open shot, this time on the roll replace.
MANNY Pay, the digital wallet built for the community.
The offensive rebound from the weak side.
Kamson short. Manzano tracks down another miss.
4 and 4.
Hierro. Pass to Manzano. The cut, the finish, plus the foul. Quezon catching their second wind.
Kamson taking advantage offensively to start the game, but Sed Manzano, the younger Falcon, the former King Falcon himself, caught the defense of Kamson napping, failed to go ball side, smart cut, 2+1 coming up.
12 points, 5 of 5 from the field from Sed Manzano.
So two defensive lapses on the part of Kamson. One giving up the offensive rebound that led to the stick back. And then that time, off the ball of the good pass by Joshua Yero.
Balik sa loob si Will Macaloni. Such a luxury for Coach Eric Gonzalez.
If you call that luxury, what do you call the bigs of Caloocan? Billionaires?
Prince Casin lumusot sa depensa, lays it in with that gorgeous finish. Lead at 7. Fuentes. Pasa kay Cyrus Tabi. Using that ball screen. Ladi in front of him. Tabi makes his move. Macaloni, one-hander, too strong. Got it back. They will recycle their offense. Tabi wants a clear out against kay Manny. Ladi takes the free. Oh, sorry, a long two. How about that for the righteous?
Such an awkward looking shot. It's a two-motion shot. There's going to be a foul on Manansala. And because it's a two-motion shot, it's hard to read whether he's gonna go for a shot fake. Look at this shot. Kala mo shot fake eh, oh. Huminto. Ganyan talaga siya tumire.
Kaya nga eh. Would you believe this guy is shooting 65.4% from free this season?
So what does that prove? It's not about the form, right?
Kaya nga eh.
At the end of the day, kung kaya mong i-shoot no matter how awkward looking it is, 2 motion, 3 motion, kahit 5 motion pa yan, eh kung nasushoot mo naman, wala naman sasabi ang ibang tao. Pero ito, 1 motion shot to. Pero ever since his MPBL debut, which was Season 2 in Manila, mahusay naman na laro talaga to.
Second triple of the ball game for Chris Bitoon. Pocket pass, Macaloni, bumangga kay June Bonsubre. And the reigning MPBL Defensive Player of the Year commits a foul.
It'll be interesting to see kung ano yung magiging adjustment ni Coach Gerson, because that's the 4th or 5th time already. This was the basket. You see nobody near Chris Bitoon after the ball screen action. 4th or 5th time wherein inatake na nila, no? Dito sa second quarter, empty corner. At ang ganda ng mga nangyayari. Kung the open shot, it leads to a miss or an offensive rebound. This time, it's Macaloni.
Will Macaloni has had success against Coach Gerson Cabilte, especially that series against Pangasinan when he was with Nueva Ecija. He was the best player in that 3-game series, averaging a double-double, knocks down both free throws.
You can expect probably itong Caloocan on the next defensive possession to drop into a zone possibly.
Casin. Bonsubre nakawala sa depensa pero nandoon si Pagaran to block it from behind. Shot clock winding down. Caloocan throws it away. And a foul given up by Prince Casin.
Well, how about the turnover story? We talked about Quezon giving the basketball away 5 times after the first quarter. Pero halos napantayan na yun, no, ng Caloocan, because that was their 7th turnover. I believe they only committed 2 or 3 turnovers after the first quarter.
Manansala, pasa sa labas. Pagaran, balik kay Jolo. Banal. 1 extra pass, papunta kay Ludovice. Mintis. Ladi the rebound. Bitoon, working on Ivan Ludovice. Ladi off the dribble against Jolo Manansala. Pass to the outside, Casin. Bitoon, slides in. Natapik ni Will Macaloni, palabas. It will stay with Caloocan with 7 on their shot clock.
Not a good decision by Chris Bitoon, because the action on the weak side, the right side, triggered already the advantage, a 2-on-1 between Bitoon and Pagsanhan. Good deflection nonetheless by the Huskers. Was that a foul? Yes,
yeah,
it was.
Because Ludovice tried to recover after falling down. Ito yun.
And every time you try to recover after falling down, it usually leads to an uncontrolled closeout, especially after Chris Bitoon hit a 3 couple possessions prior.
Coach Eric, though, will challenge this one. And we'll find out if he's right. If not, free throws by Chris Bitoon. We'll be back for the result of this challenge.
Kapag may labay nagkakaisa, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yung mayanig ang pakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang pupunan. Basketball na muna tayo.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There was so foul.
Quezon dodging the bullet. Successful challenge by Coach Eric Gonzalez.
Now here's the play once again. You see itong si Chris Bitoon try to initiate the contact.
Pumamewang.
Pumamewang. Tama ba? Okay. Thank you so much, Ken.
Jump ball at center court, won by Caloocan. Kasin, up and under. Masyadong malalim. Nakuha ni Bonsubre. Ladi drives baseline. Got in too deep. They swing it. Bitoon leaning in. No whistle. And Bonsubre tried to clean it up, but he'll have to earn it from the free throw line.
A good job by Caloocan staying patient. That first attack by Ladi. He was able to force the defense to rotate. That led to the scramble, and then the extra passes around the horn by Caloocan led to the free throws right here by Bonsubre.
MANNY Pay, the digital wallet built for the community. Mintis nga lang, unang free throw ni June Bonsubre. Coach Aisel, maraming salamat ulit, Coach Aisel. Napakasarap lagi ng mga binibigay nyo sa aming dinner. Favorite ko yan.
Yeah. Pampanga may be on a leave this season, but the heart of Coach Aisel definitely much present, especially in Caloocan games.
Oo. Former champion yan, ha?
Yeah. By the way, mahusay naman na laro yan, ha?
Saan magaling daw sa free throw yan, As in, she could take the best of the MPBL in terms of that department, I think. 35-28.
That being said, after hearing that from you,
What?
I wouldn't even dare to try them. I'm just gonna give it to her.
Macaloni. Paubos na yung shot clock. Had to force it up. Kasin with the board. 4 minutes remaining in the second period. 7-point lead. Bitoon. Pasa sa labas. Pagsanhan. Abundo ang kanyang pantay. Harvey. Forcing it up. Thought he got fouled. Was anticipating a whistle. Manal. Entry pass to Macaloni against June Bonsubre. Lost it. Caloocan. Advantage. No. Another turnover. That's their third of the quarter.
It was a good idea, that pass. That would have led to that mini 2-on-1 as Ladi was running on the other side. Pero masyadong mababa yung pasa ni Bitoon doon kay Pagsanhan. Quezon, they catch another break because you mentioned earlier, #1 in the league itong Caloocan of turning points into turnovers, which they did in the first quarter. 10 points ang na-convert nila ron out of the 5 turnovers ng Quezon.
Extreme ang subok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas. Fuentes. Manansala off that pass from Cyrus Tabi. Wala.
There's the adjustment, yung zonang depensa ng Caloocan. It led to an open shot, yes, but the guy who you want to shoot from the outside, that's Manansala. Coach Gerson is going to take that.
Bonsubre receives it at the top of the key. Hanap ng papasahan. Where is this offense going for Caloocan?
Nowhere.
It results into an air ball and a shot clock violation. Babalik ang bola sa Quezon.
Quezon defensively doing an excellent job of covering yung top ball screen action nitong Caloocan, because Manny is one of the better decision makers coming off a short roll, and I don't think we've seen him receive the pass off a short roll.
Hierro nakapuelo, clipped in the arm. 2 free throws coming up for Wawa Hierro. Quezon doing a much better job here in the second quarter, dahil kagaya nga nangyari sa Batangas where they had that big lead up by 10. Batangas turned things around and eventually had that double-digit advantage late in the second quarter, but different story this time as LJ Gonzalez and his former team, Quezon Huskers, sila ang lamang.
And that's the only game, and I've witnessed so many games in my lifetime so far, in my 40s now, both playing and coaching. That is the only game wherein a team like Batangas only scored 4 points in the final quarter and yet was still able to escape a win. Let alone a convincing win, by the way. Because, sure, that game could have gone the other way. Quezon knows that, you know, if they did a better job of taking care of the ball, sa kanila na dapat yun. But you gotta give credit to Batangas, their game plan, the size, especially that bench of Yambing and Sawat gave them problems. Don Ochea gave them problems defensively. But for them to win by only scoring 4, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before that game.
Quezon only has given up 8 points to Caloocan in this quarter. And Caloocan again with a turnover.
And if you're wondering, by the way, so, Coach, how many points ang na-score ng Quezon doon? They scored 12. Okay, which is a low number.
Ganun kababa.
Pero yung 4 at manalo ka, that's really unheard of.
36-28, approaching the 2-minute mark of the second period. Quezon can extend their lead to double figures. Fuentes, wide open look, and he makes them pay with his second triple.
A beautiful execution this time of the loaded ball screen with Fuentes, your best shooter, in the corner. You see the roll, the attention that Manzano was able to pull. Opens up this 3 by Judel.
An 11-point lead for Quezon. Timeout, Caloocan.
Kapag may labay nagkakaisa, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yung mayanig ang mapakali. Todo suporta ng lahat sa kanya.
Back with us at the Caloocan Sports Complex. How about this backcourt of Judel Fuentes and Cyrus Tabi? Man, those numbers are quite staggering, especially shooting from the outside.
It's really hard to replace an LJ Gonzalez. I don't want to say 1 in a million, but maybe 1 in 100,000, because he's a special talent. I say that because you combine the numbers of Judel and Cyrus Tabi, LJ could easily, you know, score 20 points and then assist, no, maybe 10, 12 assists, because we've seen him do that time and time again throughout his career since he started with FEU. But these two still able, you know, to navigate wins along with Sed Manzano. That's the difference between the Quezon team this year compared in the past. They have a reliable big man who can command a double team. Kaya kahit pa paano nasusustain yung dalawang guard na yun because they have a reliable big man down low.
A jump ball. Possession arrow still pointing to Caloocan. Down by double figures right now, 39-28.
Possession arrow is pointing along.
They have Chris Bitoon, Dom Escobar, kay Manny Ladi, Jeff Banday, and Eric Camson. Curiously though, we haven't seen Kian Baclaan return after that stint late in the first quarter.
You're right. Yeah.
Banday, Fuentes in front of him. A hold
On Manzano.
on said Manzano, yeah. They are in penalty.
Foul on number 10, Cedric Manzano, penalty.
Only his first.
Oh, 2 free throws na yan dahil over the limit na magkabilang kupunan.
Shooting 2, Eric Camson.
Eric Camson.
This is a crucial stretch for Quezon. Playing away from home, gaining back momentum, building this lead once again nung nahabol after the last 3 minutes of the first quarter. Because both teams in the penalty, they did a good job of limiting itong Caloocan to only 6 free throws. This is free throw number 7 and 8. Look at Opiso. If you can talk about that song, Get Physical. Let's get physical. Naging physical si Opiso.
Oo.
Kay Kimani Ladi.
9-point advantage for Quezon. Tabi, tightly guarded by Bitoon. Hierro back to Cyrus. Manzano offering that screen.
Second foul.
It's a moving one, offensive foul.
Defensive foul number 10, Cedric Manzano, is second.
And Coach Eric obviously forced to take out itong si Manzano as Macaloni did a good job of managing his fouls up until the last 2 possessions defensively and this time offensively.
Dalawang mabilis pala yun, no?
Oh, in a span of seconds.
Yeah. Caloocan a chance to inch closer. Banday popping out. Ladi. But Banday rejects the ball screen off the glass and in. How good was that move by Jeff Banday?
Tagalogin ko, mahusay talaga. But this is a guy that Quezon really prepared for, but sometimes, no matter how much you prepare defensively, offensive players like Banday find a way to show how good they really are.
Jeff Banday carrying Caloocan in this half. Baba sa 7 ang laman ng Quezon, 39-32.
Kapag may lamay nagkakaisa, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat lamay pinaghahandaan, kaya yung bayanigang mapakal. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang tunan. Basketball na tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin.
Meron kayang mag-uuwi ng 1 milyon ngayong gabi. Abangan niyo po yan ang ating clutch time. Halftime shootout. Handog sa atin yan ng Sports Plus. Na kung di ako nagkakamali sa total prizes, almost 2 million na, no? In total. Dahil nakakailang winners na rin po tayo.
Hindi ba mahigit na?
May git na nga yata.
Kasi nung unang buwan pa lang natin after we opened, no? Nung naglaro nga sa San Juan Abra, ano yun eh, si Gary David and si Hontiveros, kalahating milyon na yun
Oo nga.
pinamigay doon.
Another steal. Ladi, nice pass. Banday finishes the fast break. 10 points for Jeff Banday.
momentum clearly on the side of Caloocan right now. Ang mabigat pa doon, babalik pa, may chance ang bumalik pa yung bola sa Caloocan.
Fuentes using that screen. Tabi, same spot, same result. Another triple by the deadly accurate Cyrus Tabi.
But that time it was man-to-man, but a different helper. This time coming from on top, no, yung weak side wing that led to the 2-on-1 on the weak side. An excellent read that time by Judel.
Lani catches, pass outside. Camson will not get it off in time.
Well, we talked about the short roll. That time, that's the first catch, I believe, by Ladi. He made the right pass in the corner. The problem, time expired.
And that's gonna do it in the first half. Pretty much back and forth. But these two squads not giving an inch. Caloocan trying to defend their home court, but they're down at the half against Quezon, 42-34.
Sa bawat laro, may kasama ka. Sa lahat ng hamon, may backup ka. Kasangga sa lahat. Kasabay na aangat. Dahil sa bawat pagsubok, di ka nag-iisa. Sa bawat galaw, may puntos ka. At lahat dapat sama-sama. Kaya sa labang hanggang dulo, pusong palaban ang sikreto. Sports Plus MPBL. Tatak panalo.
Nandito pa rin po tayo sa Caloocan Sports Complex. This is Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. It is halftime of our main game between Caloocan and Quezon. The score is 42-34 in favor of Quezon. Ako po si Gianna Llanes at kasama ko ngayon ang assistant coach ng Quezon Huskers, si Coach Jeric Teng. Coach Jeric, interestingly enough, even if it was a couple of games ago, palaging rin-reference ni Coach Eric yung game nyo against Batangas when it comes to your learnings and preparing for this game. What were those learnings?
Yun lang, yung taking accountability, for our actions. So, whenever we step on the court, lahat ng ginagawa namin are very important. When we turn the ball over, when we miss a box out, or our defender, yung tao namin, yung bantay. So malaki-malaki yun. So lahat ng players namin are buying into the system, buying into the game plan, and lahat sila mas maingat na sa bola.
Coach Jeric, for today, we also want to acknowledge your former player in LJ Gonzalez. He's here today. So the past 3 seasons, natalo nyo itong Caloocan. It was with his presence. So how are you filling that void for this game?
Siyempre, there's no replacing LJ Gonzalez. Alam naman, nakita naman ng lahat yan, how he played for us with all heart and skills and hard work. Pero yun lang, pinupunan lang namin yung absence si LJ with our total team effort. Lahat naman nag-contribute, all the guards, the forward centers, lahat ng mga bago naming players, as well as the mainstay namin.
Now today, you may not be in your home court, but I'm sure a lot of Quezon Huskers supporters are watching right now. Pasalamatan mo naman sila.
Yes, syempre, salamat po sa lahat ng mga tiga Quezon na patuloy na sumusuporta sa amin. I know we had some tough losses, but nandiyan pa rin kayo para sumuporta sa amin. Maraming salamat po. Syempre po sa ating mga team owners, Governor Dr. Helen Tan, Congressman Attorney Mike Tan, Boss RD Ronel Tan, Bokal Doc Kim Tan, Dr. Camille, Kobe, Malik, Calix, Mayor Ralph Lim, our team manager Attorney Don Kapunan, and syempre po lahat ng mga kababayan ko dyan sa Gumaga, Quezon. Let's all hope and pray na makuha natin, magtuloy-tuloy yung magandang laro ng Quezon team, Huskers team, para makuha natin itong panalo na to.
Thank you very much. That was the assistant coach of the Quezon Huskers, Coach Jeric Teng. Magbabalik pa po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Kapag may labay nagkakaisa, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yung mayanig ang bakbakan.
Alright mga kaliga, it's now time for the all-new Sports Plus Clutch Time Challenge. At ngayon mas exciting na ang ating challenge dahil may 2 players ang sabay na maglalaban sa same court for our grand prize. Kaya kilalanin na natin ang ating mga challengers. Una, si Romel Balyano mula sa Sangandaan, Caloocan. Alright, Romel, punta ka sa gitna. Up next, si King Richard Carpio mula sa Bagumbong, Caloocan. Alright, Romel and King, ready na ba kayo sa ating challenge? Ito ang ating mechanics. You will be given 45 seconds to complete a driving layup, a free throw, a 3-point shot, and a half-court shot. Each attempt must be taken from the official Sports Plus floor markers. At ngayon sa ating bago Sports Plus Clutch Time Challenge, lahat ng participants panalo. Ang unang player na makakashoot ng half-court shot ang mag-uwi ng 50,000 pesos. If the time is up at walang makakapag-shoot from the half-court line, ang player na unang nakaabot sa pinakamalayong spot ang mag-uwi ng 2,000 pesos. Hindi naman uuwing luhaan ang isa pa nating participant dahil siya ay mag-uwi ng 1,000 piso. Kaya sa bagong Sports Plus Clutch Time Challenge, lahat ng kasali, panalo! Alright, ready na ba kayo? Romel and King, 3, 2, 1, go!
Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay wag paalipin.
At unang nakashoot si Romel na layup. O may si Richard patungo na sa free throw line. First attempt.
3, 2, 1, MPBL
Muntik na.
MPBL na.
Second try. Pasok na. Patungo na siya sa 3-point line.
Sa Visayas at Mindanao.
Unang tira ni Richard. Pumasok. Come on, Richard. 13 seconds para sa 50,000 pesos. Come on, Caloocan Sports Complex. Make some noise. Oh! Ayan na, mga kaliga.
MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Si King Richard Carpio ng Bagumbong, Caloocan.
Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao,
And congratulations to King Richard Carpio ng Bagumbong, Caloocan.
kaya yung bayan bigang papakan. Ang bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanigang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan.
Inside finds Manzano, spins and scores off the glass. Bobby swings it over. Jodel, yes!
Inside, kay Manny Lani, nice assist from Ian Baclan. Oh! Throws it down! The jammer hammer in full effect! Manzano up and under against Raven Gonzalez. Oh! The throwdown by kay Manny Lani. Our score at the half is 42-34 Quezon with an 8-point lead over Caloocan. And Quezon raced out to a 15-5 lead, but Caloocan quickly countering. And sila pa yung lamang at the end of quarter number 1. But Quezon had their biggest lead at 11 points before that 6-0 run by Caloocan, and then that big 3 by Cyrus Tabi, giving them and settling for this 8-point lead at the half.
Well, except for the turnovers, I think we're seeing a quality game. You talk about teams, these two teams executing in the half court, finding the open man, moving the ball. But the difference was yung tapo ng bola, kita mo halos parehas 11 for Quezon, Caloocan with 10, and Quezon making 12 points out of the 10 turnovers of Caloocan and vice versa. So parehas yung numero na yun, pero nakita natin no, lamang itong Quezon ng 8, and it's because of the free throws. You know, the inside points was a factor also. Leading scorer para sa Quezon, itong si Cedric Manzano, 10 points inside the paint, 3 coming from the free throw line, which happened inside the paint as well. If not for the shot making of Jeff Manday, who led all scorers, as you saw, para sa Caloocan with 10 points, this would be easily a 15-16 point deficit that the home team would be facing. As you look, Eric Camson got off to a hot start. 7 of his 9 points, I believe, in the first quarter. Chris Bitoon with couple threes with 8 points. Harvey Pagsanhan ning sunod. Also a big dip after those 3. But I thought defensively, that's one thing that we're gonna have to see yung adjustment, though, which we saw a glimpse of it para sa Caloocan, handling the empty corner ball screen. That 2-man game between Judel Fuentes / Cyrus Tabi with Cedric Manzano, that 2-man game, because it led to a zone. The other was a man-to-man, the second to the last possession of the second quarter, which led to the open shot by Cyrus Tabi, the last 3-pointer of Quezon at the half.
Noticeably absent in terms of scoring for Caloocan. Kay Manny Ladi, scoreless, 0 out of 4 from the field. Kian Baclaan, who did not return after
Scoreless also.
Yeah, after that short stint in quarter number 1, starts off the third. Quezon with the first possession of the quarter. Fuentes, blitz, pass deflected partially. Hierro able to recover, floats it up and in.
He's not gonna get a stat for it, but the roll again by Manzano, his ability to pull players inside led to that beautiful cross-court pass from left to right. The quick catch and go by Joshua Hierro that led to him scoring with a nice floater off the glass. That's the second time that we've seen Joshua Hierro attack the basket. The first action was a 2-man game that happened midway in the first quarter, this time off of good ball movement triggered by the ball screen action.
Okay, Manny Ladi, his woes continue. So he came away with a steal.
Yeah.
That's a big call.
And it's an unsportsmanlike because, is it because Cañete pulled itong si Kimani Ladi, or because I don't think Cañete was ahead, which used to be called the advantage foul.
Right. So it's more likely that the jersey pull is the one being reviewed by our game officials. Kay Manny Ladi, only 1 game where he scored in single digits. So let's see if he could redeem himself here in the second half. It is an unsportsmanlike foul against Mike Cañete.
Mike Cañete, his third.
So a chance for kay Manny Ladi to get his rhythm here. Manansala, just 49 seconds in, replacing Mike Cañete.
That's potentially a swing play.
We've seen that many times. Ganyang klaseng tawag.
Can change the momentum. Now, Quezon slowly is building momentum. And off of good ball movement, they were able to score, but that time disrupted the offense was MANNY. If he makes 2 free throws and then scores, a potential swing of momentum here.
May balita tayo kay Gian Alianes.
Coach Gerson reminded his players during halftime that they just need to give their 110% on energy for this half. Nabagalan siya sa galawan ng kanyang mga players noong first half, saying that Quezon is outrunning them on the transition. Nasasayangan din siya sa 3-pointers nila Tabi and Fuentes, but he asked his players to take accountability for their lack of tightness on defense. Of course, gusto rin niya mag-step up pa ang kanilang players like Manday, Bitoon, and Baklaan, but he reminded them that it's a collective effort, not just one player stepping up. Back to you guys.
And let's see if they could make the right adjustments here in the second half. Maraming salamat, G. 6-point lead by Quezon. Those two guys, Cyrus Tabi and Judel Fuentes, were a thorn on their side in the first 2 quarters, hitting a couple of threes. Jeff Panday with a big basket, making this a 2-possession ball game. Tabi will trigger it in. Malansala slips. Fouled up top.
A little too aggressive of denying the basketball that time was Kimani Lani. Jolo Manansala lost his balance while doing it. Jolo with a nice read, backdoor. And on the middle of the floor, was able to go strong and was fouled.
LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Jolo Manansala had a strong start against Batangas City. Had 8 of his 9 points in the first quarter but was scoreless in the second half. So tingnan natin if he could flip the script in this matchup against Caloocan. Lander Cannon, Clint Escamis. Interesting to see when he can return, being added on to the mix. 45-38. Baklaan, nice pass. Hamito with an easy deuce.
You just gotta be amazed the way Kian Baklaan handles ball screens. The change of pace. That was a slight show by the big right here. Well, you don't see it, the change of pace. But his ability to get inside the paint, not only finish, but find the open man, outstanding.
We have the game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Baklaan has yet to make an attempt but does have 6 assists. Outside jumper does not work this time.
Strong rebound by Hamito.
Baklaan splitting 2 defenders. Leaning in, his first shot, no. Ladi can't stick it back in. Baklaan drags baseline. Wraparound pass, throws it away. Tabi ahead. Manday giving chase. And Cyrus Tabi will shoot 2 free throws.
Gotta love the deceleration that time by Cyrus Tabi. As you mentioned, the chase by Jeff Manday. That split second wherein he decelerated, biglang lumagpas na off-angle ng bahagya. Etong si Jeff Manday put the ball up and was able to create enough contact to get himself at the charity stripe.
Another efficient outing so far for Cyrus Tabi. 9 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 of 2 from free, and 2 of 2 from the line. Pito ang lamang ng Quezon. Over 2 minutes gone by in the third quarter. Baklaan drives again. Can't finish. Got it back. Pass to the outside. Ladi draws closer. Mid-range jumper. Blanks off the rim. Pagsanhan! The stick back plus the foul.
Well, there's a reason why Harvey Pagsanhan is inside the game. One, to defend the best player on the offensive end. Second, plays like this, energy plays, crashing the offensive glass, and when the opportunity presents itself, stickbacks.
Defensive rebounds. Caloocan, one of the best in that department.
Is this a challenge?
Kanina nanalo sila sa challenge dun sa tira ni Chris Bitoon, which saved them 3 free throws. Yeah, I think they will challenge this call.
Na walang foul.
Oo. I wonder what's the conversation.
I'm trying to read lips and hearing a few words. Hindi daw si Sed Manzano ang foul. That's one thing that we failed to mention.
Kasi dalawa na siya.
Pangatlo na ito.
Kung sakali.
Well, officially, he has 3. Mukhang siya nabigay, sa kanya nabigay yung foul. Okay, so I think wala pang official kung kanino, but obviously there was a whistle. For the foul. The question is, who is the foul on?
Oo. Yeah, it is on Sed.
Mabigat yun. Dahil pangatlo nga nitong si Sed Manzano. Mabigat kasi yung ano niya no? Yung dalawang mabilis niya to end or almost the end of that second quarter. It happened about the 4th 3-minute mark.
Magkasunod yun eh.
After managing his foul so well for the first 10 to 12 minutes.
Pagsanhan swishes in the free throw. Just a 4-point lead.
Last touch.
Yeah.
Caloocan.
Quezon almost making the defense of Caloocan pay. Caloocan though, wala pang 3 minuto nakalipas. They are in penalty already. Tabi receives it at the corner. Baclaan has to be careful. Pocket pass. Pagsanhan making plays on both ends. Baclaan will pull it out. Reset their offense. Kian. Pass to kay Manny Ladi. Quick pass inside. Hamito will score.
Well, they go for the hard hedge on the ball screen. Halos malapit na sa half court, no? Ito si Macaloni. Nobody rotated off the roll by Hamito.
Fuentes off target. Ladi another board. Siya na magbababa. Pinasa kay Kian Baclaan. Chance to tie or take the lead on this possession. Baclaan streams down the lane. No, but the putback is in from Jammer Hamito.
That's why it's important for your bigs to always expect a miss. Even of a terrific finisher. He's been struggling of finishing at the rim, but still, anytime you get a paint touch, good things happen. Hamito making things happen, back-to-back plays.
6 points for Jammer Hamito. And Caloocan has tied this thing up after being down by as many as 11. We have a timeout by the Quezon Huskers. Sports Plus is the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Scan the QR code to play or visit www.sportsplus.ph. Caloocan has tied this thing up. How will Quezon respond? Playing on the road. Christian Pagaran inserted into the lineup. Banal, quick pass, Macaloni, the cut. Everything but a finish. Banday, pass to Baclaan for the lead. Good! Caloocan with their first taste of the lead since being up early in the second quarter. Kay Manny Lani. Well, no! I thought it was gonna go in, but a sorry miss. Pagaran, open look.
That's big. That's big to somewhat silence this crowd. A 5-point swing of what was supposed to be a momentum gainer para sa Caloocan. Baclaan doing Baclaan stuff. Back-to-back threes for Kian.
And he and Pagaran are going at it. Baclaan scoreless in the first half. Pagaran, pass to Macaloni. Will lay it in for two.
This time he makes up for the miss. Couple possessions back.
Action picking up again. Midway in the third, a technical foul. This time on Quezon.
Well, it looks like to be the assistant coach, the first assistant coach of Quezon, Richie Tixon, who probably had a few words to say as they were going down on defense. On offense, rather.
Yeah, it was Coach Richie.
Sorry, on defense.
Getting teed up. So Banday will shoot the free throw. How about Caloocan turning things around in the third period? Because it was Jeff Banday almost single-handedly carrying the load in the first half. Mintis nga lang yung kanyang free throw. But Kian Baclaan giving them a lift. Those couple of threes. Hamito with a couple of putbacks as well. Kian Baclaan joined by kay Manny Ladi, Eric Camson, Jeramer Cabanag, and Dom Escobar. See the field goal shooting in the third. Baclaan lost it. Quezon a chance to retake the lead.
Kian thought he was fouled right there. That to the turnovers, the two-man game between Abundo and Macaloni.
Abundo creating space. Escobar clears it for Caloocan. Ladi falls down on the floor. Baclaan escapes before the basket. A foul on Quezon.
One team is claiming it was an offense, it was a foul. The other claiming it was a flop, but nobody disclaiming this shot right here. This three by Kian.
Three-point shot brought to you by Extreme Water Protected Speakers. Dive into music with Extreme Speakers. Bitoon comes in. Pahinga muna si Kian Baclaan. Escobar. Back to Chris Bitoon. 10 on their shot clock. Camson offering that screen. Camson rolls hard to the basket. 2 more points.
Excellent patience right there by Chris Bitoon. Off the roll by Camson. Weak side help. Or strong side rather. Little late to help. Another turnover.
Careless pass by Christian Pagaran.
Already the 15th turnover for Quezon. You see that strong side help by Manansala. He was there, yes. But it's one thing to be there. It's another to force the farther pass or best to deflect the basketball. Both things didn't happen. Led to the 2 points underneath by Eric.
Manny Pay is the digital wallet built for the community. Camson, this time from the outside, got clipped. And Macaloni in disbelief.
Yes. Sorry about that. Certainly a matchup. An underrated matchup. No? Ito kay Macaloni at kay Camson. Send Manzano in foul trouble. Next man up is Macaloni. Hamito played very well as the starting center. Back-to-back baskets to start that momentum. Camson with the coming off the bench. 7 points in the first half, first quarter, and then a total of 9 comes in. Scores right away, now at the line to score again.
He has a dozen after that made free throw, which Aisel
in support of Caloocan.
Short. 1 out of 3 on that trip.
Not directly to Eric Camson.
Pagaran. Laban kay Tom Escobar. Switch. Christian. Step back jumper. That one clack off the rim. Kay Manny Lani secures the board. Jermer Cabanag sa poste. Bitoon
What a
sa
pass.
loob. Goes the gimme.
How about the recognition of Camson? Because it looked like that hindi man lang siya sumilip eh, but somehow knew Bitoon was there. He gets the pass right here. This early attack on the post.
Also credit Gab Banaldo for
Not giving up.
disrupting that. At posibleng 4-point swing pa ito.
Short.
Cañete has been struggling. Their second leading scorer, third leading scorer this season. Still scoreless. Does have 8 rebounds though. Wow. 2 missed free throws. Kay Manny Lani with another rebound. Has yet to hit the field goal. Bitoon. Lani up top. Camson at the elbow. Working on Macaloni. Turns around. Jumper short. Got it back. Camson pumihit. May foul laban sa Quezon. Free throws din ibibigay para sa Caloocan.
Seems to love that matchup, huh? Ito kay Macaloni, it feels like every time he receives the basketball, whether it's inside the paint, imalalim. That time, just 1 step inside the paint below the free throw line. Parang nanlalaki kagad yung mata niya eh. But certainly a guy you could rely on in terms of scoring the basketball. Can stretch you out. Ayan na foul siya. No, possession prior from the 3-point line. Also has the ability, to make those turnaround jumpers.
So both Will Macaloni and Sen Manzano, 3 fouls. So that's why Coach Eric Gonzalez forced to put in Jason Opiso, a much smaller center.
But a capable big man as well. Might be undersized, but knows how to hold his ground. Not that time though. It's a good box out of Kimani Ladi, but Kimani Ladi, dahil sa haba ng galamay niya, was able to tap the basketball and retain possession even after the missed free throw.
Escobar will trigger it in from the baseline. Bitoon receives it. Drives on Ivan Ludovice, gets the step, but just could not convert.
5 on 4.
Fuentes pulls the trigger. No good. Camson with another board. Cabanag wants to set things up for Caloocan. Camson getting heavy usage in the third. Backing down Opiso. Turnaround jumper. Umulong palabas. Banal the rebound. Ludovice using that Cañete screen. Opiso. Balik kay Campana. Lines it up. Malakas yung tres. Cabanag got pushed and bumped by Jason Opiso. More free throws coming up for Caloocan.
The free throw story so far, this is free throw number 18 and 19 para sa Caloocan, while Quezon pretty much at the same number with 18. The only difference is Quezon is shooting the ball better from the line. Cabanag does not help with that cause. 72% para sa Quezon. Caloocan, less than 60%. One of the differences also, sorry about that, Ken. Something we mentioned, I believe, was how both teams was able to make it one and done in terms of defensive rebounding. Not so much offensive rebounding in the first half given up by both teams, only 8 in total. But in this quarter, Quezon has given up 6 offensive rebounds already for Caloocan. A big reason why this game has turned itself around.
24-10 quarter currently for Caloocan. Manzano has 3 fouls, backing down Hamito. Manzano going to work. He has yet to miss.
Now there's a reason why now Coach Eric was forced to put in itong si Sed Manzano. Magtitiwala na lang siya, no? Na mamanage si Sed mabuti yung fouls niya, just like that one.
Cabanag leaning to the right. Short. Natapik. Escobar could get it. Lobs it up to Hamito. Charging through against Manzano. Takes advantage of a foul-ridden Sed Manzano.
Oh, how about the play by Escobar? Chased the loose ball to the other side of the floor. Was able to attack right away while the clock was winding down. Made a nice pass to Hamito, and Hamito protecting that basketball with his big body. Scores once again inside. Look at this chase of the loose ball. Look at this escape. Eyes up, open man. Hamito finishes.
Fast break of the game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Big development for Caloocan. 4 fouls against Jammer Hamito. Sed Manzano, 15 points, but missing on his first free throw. His first miss from the line. 3 of 4 tonight.
And that's the difference you mentioned earlier. The luxury, right? That Quezon has with their big men, and it's quite a luxury. Pero sa kabila, you could say what a big blow after the 4th foul of Hamito. He's been playing well. But who comes off the bench? The reigning Defensive Player of the Year, Chun Bonsubre.
Third string center na nga siya dito. Eric Camson also providing that spark early in the third.
And that is why big men in the MPBL is such a premium. The amount of bigs, Binyan, Abra, even San Juan, the amount of quality bigs they have on their team. You could say, yung pagkuha nila no, ng cap space kung meron man. No. Maybe 50% or more in terms of the team salary, because big men are so important in our league.
Look at this. 4 orange jerseys surrounding Manzano, and yet he draws a foul again.
They're just so good, you know, navigating in traffic. Always has that heavy pivot foot on the ground, usually his right, which is his strong pivot foot. He never panics.
2 for 2 on that trip. Escobar and Hierro.
A little UAAP. Well, hindi na nag-abot pala.
Hindi nag-abot. One and done lang.
One and done lang pala si Escobar. But both players coming from the UAP.
Tama.
One from Ateneo, the other. Parehas ibon eh.
Oo nga.
Isang Falcon, isang Eagle.
Alam ko si Escobar puro mga bird yung schools niya eh, di ba? Ang Eagles yata yung pangalan din nung kanyang high school, if I'm not mistaken.
Upon review,
Tama. Episode 2 yun eh. I remember nung binanggit.
Unsportsmanlike foul on number 1, Romel Calat is first.
Oh, it's Kalahat who is called for an
Okay.
unsportsmanlike foul. We have to see that again.
Ken, your wish is granted.
Ayun, ito. Si Kalahat lang. Akala ko si Escobar.
Oo, kasi nung nakita na natin, ang nakatayo na sa harapan ni Joshua Yero, si ano na eh, Dom Escobar na eh. Kaya nagulat din si Dom Escobar.
Missing the front end of his free throws though. Wawayero coming up empty.
Just one of the few times wherein the ball don't lie does not apply because there was definitely extra motion there. Just so happened that Yero fails to take advantage of it by failing to knock in the free throws.
Both teams haven't been good from the line tonight. Nakawala si Cyrus Tabi. About a 4-second differential between shot and game clock. Gravera kakapasok lang. Escobar off the miss. In trouble. Pasa kay Kalat. They still have time. Cabanag deflected. 2 seconds left. Tabi will not get it off in time. And the third quarter comes to a close. Caloocan battling back from 11 points down, making their move here in the third period. They were down by 8.5. Pero sila lang lamang sa pagtatapos ng period na ito.
Well, they did an excellent job of getting second chance points. Something we mentioned, no? Of +6, I believe, on the offensive glass. 8 rather in this quarter after only having 4. Kian Baclan was big during that run with those back-to-back threes. Hamito was big. Caloocan now with the lead.
Sa bawat laro, may kasama ka. Sa lahat ng hamon, may backup ka. Kasangga sa lahat. Kasabay na aangat. Dahil sa bawat pagsubok, di ka nag-iisa. Sa bawat galaw, may puntos ka. At lahat dapat sama-sama. Kaya sa labang hanggang dulo, pusong palaban ang sekreto. Sports Plus MPBL. Tatak panalo.
Sports Plus is the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Scan the QR code to play or visit www.sportsplus.ph. A good one on a Saturday night dito po sa Caloocan Sports Complex. Just a 3-point lead for Caloocan over Quezon, 60-57. First Bidon and the rest of the Batang Kakalo trying to make amends. Last time they were here, they lost against San Juan. Mabrosel and Boss Iko.
Boss Iko, aka the clone of the absent Sidef Tupas. The clone in both position and maybe long-lost brother.
Fourth quarter, Caloocan opens up with a possession.
I'm allowed to say that, by the way, because I feel that Sidef Tupas having so many things to do. He's probably sleeping right now. I don't think he's gonna hear it. But Escobar, with an open 3 to start the quarter, will miss. But you look at the third quarter, yung pagkising nitong Caloocan, 26-15. We talked about second chance points, which they had 11. You know, they had 11 for the game, but only 3 in the first half. So they get 8 points on second chance opportunities created by the 8 offensive rebounds. That was huge for them.
Yeah, most of those coming from guys like Eric Camson,
Pagsanhan.
Yeah, Harvey Pagsanhan.
And ended up with a 3-point play. Even the 3 by Baclan, I believe one of those 3s came from an offensive rebound of a kick out.
Fuentes, 12 on the shot clock, working on Dom Escobar. Judel, nasudutan sa likod. Biton is ahead in a foot race with Judel Fuentes.
I don't know. I thought it was clean. maybe downstairs, but I thought Bitoon initially lost his balance.
Steal of the game brought to you by the Extreme Boom 3 waterproof speaker, unstoppable sound, ultimate power.
Just like the steal, coming off the help side was clean. The swipe down by Bitoon. The foot race. But a missed free throw.
Caloocan just 11 out of 20 from the line, 55%. John Abate, it's street close tonight.
Not in the lineup. He was in the lineup a couple games back. That big game in Quezon. Kung saan yun yung first time mag-host ng Quezon this season. Yun yung part ng report ni Gianna kanina, or in the importance of having Gab Banal, who has made a difference, especially the first part of this game. Defensively, his decision-making has been really good. But Quezon finding themselves to start the fourth with a deficit of 4.
Split at the line from Chris Bitoon. Cyrus Tabi. Fuentes. They locate Seth Manzano. Pumihit Manzano with a strong pivot to the basket.
I thought defensively, itong Caloocan did a much better job covering the loaded ball screen. If you remember late in the second quarter, that was an open 3. That action into an open 3 by Fuentes. But what a move on the post by Seth Manzano off the hefty defense by the reigning defensive player of the year, na si Junbon Subre. No tag. Manzano right here, good position underneath, shot fake, attack, middle, drop step, basic.
Manzano with another strong outing, 20 points, 7 of 7 from the field. He has come out to play once again in a big game. Backdoor cut, Hierro with an easy finish.
A beautiful read that time by Joshua Hierro. I believe that was Cabanag who overplayed the denial, and Joshua Hierro just a timely backdoor play for an easy 2.
Bitoon using that Ladi screen. Chris Bitoon, Mintes. Manzano clears it for Quezon. A chance for them to take the lead. Fuentes, open look. Way short. Escobar. Bigay kay Jeramer Cabanag. Camson is now on the floor for Caloocan. 9 on the shot clock. Cabanag straight to the cup. Just the first field goal for Jeramer Cabanag, but it gives them back the lead.
You could see defensively that time Quezon not willing to give up the short roll. Kimani Ladi was the screener. Cabanag had to make a play to attack the basket. Let's see how the defense reacts as Cabanag wants a 2-man game once again, this time with Eric.
Extreme ang subok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas. Camson, air ball. Kabalik ang bola sa Quezon. Reinforcements coming in. Baclaan makes his return. Coach Gerson again has yet to win against Quezon. 0-3. But dating back to season 3, Coach Gerson and Coach Eric Gonzalez met when Coach Gerson was with Basilan, Coach Eric with Iloilo. Basilan won that series 2-0 in the quarterfinals. So a lot of history, rather, in favor of these two decorated coaches.
A good attack that time by Cyrus Tabi. Kian Baclaan was right in front of him, but he immediately attacked the chest of Kian Baclaan, created enough contact to force the official on the baseline to blow the whistle.
Tabi, naipasok yung free throw. 11 points.
Can you imagine now LJ Gonzalez of how good he can be more with Jimmy Alapag as his head coach?
Oh yeah. Exciting times for their squad. Baklaan forcing it up. Tough shot but makes it anyway.
There's a reason why he's very close to Kevin Kimbao, because that one-hander is something that they have in common.
Manzano on the low block against Eric Camson. Baklan, great anticipation. The acrobatic finish on the other end. 10 points all in the second half from Kian Baklan. 5-point lead for the Caloocan Batang Kakalo. 4 minutes gone by in the fourth. Banal. They go back to Manzano again. Leaning in, lost it. Banal picks up his dribble. Manzano had to force it up. And kay Manny Lani with a rebound. Caloocan wants to push. Manday against Cyrus Tabi. Thompson offering that screen. Manday, change of direction. Jeff, tight pass. Manzano comes away with it. Numbers for Quezon. Manansala almost lost his dribble. Tabi. Ladi switching on him. 10 on their shot clock. Cyrus Tabi had to put some art to that shot. And Manday clears it for Caloocan.
That play happened in the first half kung saan nagwagi itong si Cyrus Tabi, but not that time though. After the switch, Kimani Ladi was a bit faster of putting a hand up. Kian.
Short. Manzano the rebound. Just a 5-point lead. Quezon 9-2 against the 14-1 Caloocan.
Where is this offense going? Everything in isolation.
Tabi too strong. Battle for the board. Manzano can't stick with it. And got away with possibly a foul.
This could be a basket timeout.
Camson! Almost.
I gotta see that again.
A foul against
Manansala.
Yeah, Cholo Manansala.
This was the drive. Again, another paint touch. Nice fake. That's something I'm sure Eric na gusto niyang bawiin. This should have been a 3-point play.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, 2 free throws for Camson.
Camson. Short. So that turned out to be a good foul. Clint Escamis.
Former NCAA MVP.
Tama.
Yeah.
Former Abra Solid North Weaver.
Right.
Season 6. Camson could not make amends at the line. So this remains a 5-point ball game.
Looks to be tired, no? Both of those misses short. Walang masyadong legs sa kanyang free throws.
Cañete. Smaller lineup right now for Quezon.
You're right. Cañete at the 5.
Drive by Manansala gets the step on kay Manny Lani.
Well, I was surprised that Kimani Lani was out there in his chest, because even though you were one length or a step in front of Manansala, he's not the type of guy that's going to shoot the ball in front of you.
Camson off the bounce. Layup, no. Nagmanan sa rebound. Bagsak si Yero at si Pagsanhan. May foul.
Only the 13th foul.
It's gonna go against Harvey.
Yeah. Papasok na si Jagger Hamito. Saddled with those 4 fouls.
Coach Eric counters with Sed Manzano. Lalabas si Mike Cañete. So the Huskers have Jolo Manansala, Alvin Abundo, Judel Fuentes, Sed Manzano, and Joshua Yero. No Cyrus Tabi on the floor. Abundo on the right side. Pass to Yero, 7 on their shot clock. Fuentes bails them out with a big-time triple.
Excellent read by Joshua Yero. Sed Manzano back in the game. Earlier it was a small lineup. This time the screener Jolo Manansala close out late. Fuentes makes the defense pay.
And now we are all knotted at 67 apiece. Timeout Caloocan.
Sa bawat laro, may kasama ka. Sa lahat ng hamon, may backup ka. Kasangga sa lahat. Kasabay na aangat. Dahil sa bawat pagsubok, di ka nag-iisa. Sa bawat galaw, may puntos ka. At lahat dapat sama-sama. Kaya sa labang hanggang dulo, pusong palaban ang sikreto. Sports Plus MPBL. Tatak panalo.
Don't miss the newest Turkish drama to hit Philippine screens, Twist of Fate. Weeknights at 8 on Solar Flix, which is seen on Sky Channel 16, Signal Channel 21, Cable Link Channel 33, and DDT Channel 21 in Metro Manila. What a tight contest this has been, which Aisel probably at the edge of her seat right now because we are all knotted at 67 all. Under 3 minutes left, Baclaan with a basketball.
Probably wants to go in the way Caloocan has been struggling of shooting free throws.
Oo nga.
Sabi mo nga mahusay mag-free throw yan. Hindi mo pa nakita maglaro yan. Ako nakita ko na.
Talaga?
Oo, nung kabataan niya.
Manday. Inside the arc, wala. Labanan sa rebound, last touch, si Jammer Amito.
A factor in the first half was Jeff Manday was the only player to score in double figures with 10. Non-factor so far in the second half because it's been the Kian Baclaan show. 2 points pa lamang dito sa second half si Manday, but Kian Baclaan, all of his 10 in the second half.
Manzano. Great cut, Abundo, too strong however. Manansala grabs it.
Foul ulit si Pagsanhan, I believe, or maybe Kimani Ladi. Either or, it's a foul on Caloocan.
Si Manday yata ay napituan. They will review it for a possible unsportsmanlike. So Quezon seeking that bounce-back win after those 2 consecutive losses to Abra and Batangas City. Caloocan, meanwhile, yun nga, no, yung huling beses na naglaro sila sa kanilang home floor, lost to San Juan. And eager to prove that they are one of the league's elite. Coach Gerson Cabiltes. Just to recap everybody, Quezon was up by as many as 11 points back in the first half. Hinabol ng Caloocan, in fact, took the lead briefly. And ngayon, nakahabol din ng Quezon, tabla tayo. Just a regular foul on Jeff Manday.
That was a good call by Coach Eric because I thought that was a strategic call to call the review. I didn't see anything here, really. Oh, there was something. Yeah.
Fuentes. Shot clock winding down. Manzano. Too strong. Manansala gives them another possession. We are down to the last 2 minutes. And that basket gives them the lead by Jodel Fuentes. Last 2 minutes brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL.
Joshua Yero has been a silent hero in the second half. The things he does are the things you don't see on the stat sheet. He had a hand on the basketball. Manansala eventually got the offensive rebound that led to the second chance layup of Jodel Fuentes, who has had 5 straight points to tie the game 67 all and to take the lead right now for Quezon 69 to 67. Beautiful drive, late help defense. MANNY can only watch.
7-0 run by the Quezon Huskers. Coach Gerson wants to talk things over. They're down by 2, 69-67.
Kapag may labay nagkakaisa, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yung mayanig ang pagbahan. Todo suporta ng lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan.
Fast break of the game brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL.
This was the steal, a terrific anticipation of the double team by Kiat Baclaan as Banal attempted to swing the basketball around the horn. Baclaan with the steal and the finish on the other end. That was a time wherein the momentum was with Caloocan. But this guy that you see on your screen, Jodel Fuentes, the man of the moment for the Huskers. Last 5 points, lahat galing sa kanya.
Just a second remaining on the shot clock of Caloocan. Baclaan, short, had a good look. That's why Coach Gerson used that timeout to map out that play.
The last 5 points, by the way, of Jodel, his first 5 points in the second half.
Fuentes got blitz. Manansala off the dribble. What a strong move by Jolo Manansala.
Talk about being determined. What a strong finish against the outstretched arms of Caloocan.
66 seconds left, 4-point lead. Baclaan trying to create, can't finish, no whistle. Manansala clears it, and Quezon up by 2 possessions.
I can't believe that was a no call. That's too much contact for me, for you not to call anything. That could have been either been a foul on Baclaan or maybe an offensive foul.
Fuentes, potential dagger, and will pop out. And bola babalik sa Caloocan. 32.5 seconds left. Gerson will not use his final timeout. They will play it out. So free guard setup right now for Caloocan. Baclaan, Panday, and Bitoon together with Ladi and Kamson.
Baclaan is going to take the shot.
The pass, Ladi. Get finish.
What a rebound by Joshua Yero. He came out of nowhere.
Caloocan needs to foul.
They have to foul.
Precious time.
Do they even know?
And they're still not fouling. And finally, Baclaan gives it up with 8.6 seconds remaining. How about Quezon, a 9-0 run? They were down by 5 points just earlier. But those 2 big baskets by Jodel Fuentes and then that drive from Jolo Manansala.
And if you go back to those plays, it wasn't even hero basketball. The first 3 was out of execution. Something that they repeated already because it happened in the first half on the right side of the floor. And then the second one, out of effort, this guy on the line, I can't tell you how important he has been in this game. As 9 points, yes, but it feels like he was like Don Ochea when Quezon played Batangas. The things that he did on both ends, invaluable. Joshua Yero.
Spectacular performance on the road by the Quezon Huskers as they pick up this crucial victory over the Caloocan Batang Kangkalu, and finishing off this game with 10 unanswered points. Down by 5 earlier, they win by 5, and a guy that set the tone for them, Sed Manzano. Spectacular performance. Our best player of the game is brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL.
You just gotta love what Quezon has in Sed Manzano, because now they have a guy. We talked about the difference of their team from last year, the past 2 years up to this year. They didn't have this guy. In respect to Simon Sandagon, who's an outstanding big man, but he's a guy that rolls to the basket. Sed Manzano commands double teams, can operate on the post. He plays like a veteran, and he was just big time with those 20 points, 7 boards. Honorable mention, Jodel Fuentes, 5 quick points to tie the game and take the lead. Joshua Yero, one of those heroes as well. What a gutsy win by the Huskers.
Let's go courtside to Gianna Llanes.
Congratulations to the Quezon Huskers, and our best player of the game is Sed Manzano. Said, you guys came from tough losses from Abra and Batangas, pero ngayon, natalo nyo ang #1 team in the North Division. Gaano ka kasaya ngayon?
Sobrang saya ko kasi nakuha namin yung panalo ngayon. So, siguro sinipagan lang ng team, ginawa lang namin yung magagawa namin kung hanggang saan yung capacity ng game namin. At buti na lang nakuha namin yung panalo.
Sed, sabi nga ng ating panel, parang veterano ka naglaro ngayon kasi you were in early foul trouble pero hindi ka talaga malabas ni Coach Eric ng matagal. So, nung pinapasok ka sa laro, tapos foul trouble ka na, ano yung nasa isip mo?
Siguro, iniisip ko lang kung paano ako hindi makaka-foul sa game na yan kasi alam kong kailangan ako ng team para makuha namin yung momentum sa panalo na yan.
Said, halata talaga, nababad ka sa laro, so we'll let you catch your breath. Pero I'm sure maraming Quezon Husker supporters na nanonood ngayon na sobrang saya rin, kaya pasalamatan mo naman sila.
Unang-una, nagpapasalamat na kay Lord sa panalong to. Binabati ko nga pala yung family ko sa Romblon. Happy birthday pala sa kay Chong dyan sa Romblon. Binabati yung mother ko, si Lisa Masano, mga kapatid ko dyan. Mabuhay padala kay Boss Ervin, kay Ate Rose, Kabugaw Boys, tapos sa girlfriend ko si Jezabel, sa family niya sa Bohol. And then, thank you kay Governor Helen Tan, Boss RD, Kong Mike, Doc Kim, Mayor Ralph Lim. Salamat din po sa Queen Margaret Hotel, Buffalo Wings, and things about his power and Jack Liner. Sa Quezon, thank you.
Thank you very much and congratulations, Sed. We will let you rest now and celebrate with your team. Our player of the game is brought to you by Sports Plus, the official sportsbook of the MPBL. Ken and Coach Chris.
It amazes me how players are well conditioned in the game, running up and down. Pero pagdating sa interview, pagod na pagod.
Oh.
You know, and it's just a guy who deserves all the rest after a hard-fought game. You talk about the big man na si Sed Manzano.
Yeah, what a way to cap off the weekend. On Monday, we will be at the Inari Sports Arena in Pasig City. First game, Cebu versus Negros, followed by Bataan and Imus. And then Pasig City will try to redeem themselves, taking on the Mindoro Tamaraws. And that's gonna do it for coverage here from Caloocan. On behalf of Coach Christian Luanzon, Ms. Gianna Llanes, and our entire crew, ako po si Ken Pangilinan. Maraming salamat sa pagtangkilik at pagsubaybay sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.
Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan.